And away we go from Berkeley. Glad you're with us. And Cal takes control through one of the catalysts of their offensive builds, Courtney Wong. On paper, Syracuse the clear favorite in this game, but it is a home tilt for the Bears, and as Coach Wong mentioned to you during the week, they're happy to be home.
Yeah, 4-game road trip, and a big one at that.
And there's your first goal of the day, and it's from Courtney Wong, assisted by Annette Chupek, and it's 1-0 Cal.
Courtney Wong, third in goals on this Cal Bears team coming into today. That marks her 12th goal on the year, and if you want to know just how important she is to this Cal Bears team, you saw the draw control in there. She tallies the goal. She's also second in assists. She's also first in draw controls, and a beautiful pass into the middle.
And taking it down the center of the pitch was Alexa Vogelman. And Syracuse on the attack for the first time today. Caroline Trinkus making her way toward the crease, and whistle and a stoppage. Trinkus likely had some fan support for the road game against Yale earlier in the week. First free position of the game, first goal of the game for the Orange, and it is indeed scored by Trinkus, and we are tied at 1.
Caroline Trinkus, she does not play like a freshman. She's a midfielder, but she can score. Tied for second in goals. She's got 23 on the year, make it 24 now. Second in assists with 9, but what really stands out, and the reason why you knew she was going to tuck that away, you look at her shot on goal percentage, .833.
And now the Orange control at the end of the stadium, farther into Strawberry Canyon. Emma Ward looking for an opening, being guarded very carefully by Clara Page. Another of the main defending threats on this Cal team. Ball ends up with Fritsch. Jane Middleton, announced as coming on to join the Cal attack, the sophomore from Chatham, New Jersey. They like to try to feed her the ball in front when she's in the lineup. There's Middleton, fed by Mason. Down toward the crease, and Guyette's right there along with Benoit to cover it up. Maybe your best goal scorer. It really alarms you if you're a Cal fan and you notice uncharacteristic discipline issues at the start of the game. Could be adrenaline.
Could be adrenaline. It could just be a matter of sometimes when you come out hard and you're trying to really come to a team.
As there's a shot in the goal, taking advantage is Emma Muchnick to give the Orange the 2-1 lead.
Muchnick first in goals for a reason here on the Syracuse Orange team. Make that 27 on the season for the junior out of New York. And she does that all herself. Beats 1, beats 2, and then just an underhanded lay-in.
Yeah, a team can go on a massive run and really run up the score if they're dominating that aspect.
Certainly, we've seen those quarters where Cal really loses it. It's because other teams have gone on long draw control runs against them.
Ward against Page, and Ward scores with Page right in her face. Ward asking for an additional penalty. Syracuse going ahead 3-1 nonetheless. And Ward is perhaps asking her coach to inquire about a review. But there's Emma Ward. So it's almost like there's your trifecta right there. Muchnick, Trinkus, and Ward, the first 3 scorers of the day for the Orange.
That's right. I mean, she's calling for a check to the face. You could see clearly what she was asking for there. Got a little bit of it, but it doesn't matter. You can see her working on her defender. It doesn't matter how tight you are on Emma Ward. She's going to make something happen.
Getting deep inside is Muchnick, but not finding clearance to take the shot. Cal forces her out for a recycle. Ward behind the net. Down goes Muchnick. Contact with her opposite, number 5, Annette Chupek. And that call goes in favor of the Orange.
Well, that's just what we talked about, right, Scott? That's the physicality for this team. For somebody, for example, like Muchnick, who has that type of speed. Initially, you saw 3 defenders close her down. That time, 1v1, you have to try to get up in her face, and that's where the foul comes from.
And just before the penalty on Emily Mose concludes, Syracuse converts the player advantage as the free position is scored by Muchnick for her second tally of the first quarter, 4-1 Orange.
Well, you expect nothing less from Muchnick. Drops that stick low, off to the side, a hard angle there for Fritsch to take care of.
Olivia Miminger and Sorana Larson. Olivia was a player that Coach Wong tried to recruit to Temple. They have reconnected as coaches. And cutting in for a clean look at the goal is Trinkus for her second of the day, 5-1.
I mentioned you can't stop them from scoring, but you want to stop them from going on scoring runs. This is a scoring run. What a beautiful take there from number 24, Caroline Trinkus. Again, started and played all 12 games of this season, 11 goals, 12 assists. She's second on the team in assists, third in goals, and she's stepped up big time for this Cal Bears team.
Casey Benoit picked up the card for Syracuse as Cal tries to convert, and they do convert. Their score, Avery Heft. And Cal does get that tally here before the end of the first and breaks the 5-0 Syracuse run of scoring.
And that's everything. That goal is huge. Might as well be a 5-5 score if you're Cal Bears, and we'll take a look at it here. That's Mose behind the net, finds her player, and that's great work there. Otherwise, it's just a card, and it's just a couple of minutes where everybody's still running around. But if you can convert and make those mistakes punishable, that's what changes games.
Syracuse looking for one more before time expires. Vogelman racing down after winning the draw and finding the back of the net. Alexa Vogelman. First goal of the day for the sophomore from Chester Springs, Pennsylvania.
So many of these Syracuse goals have been just independent effort and speed. Beats one, beats the other, gets a little check off to the side. Doesn't matter, though. Vogelman will take it in stride. Or excuse me, Cal starting with the possession in the opening of this quarter. It could be huge in terms of a swing of momentum for the Bears here to come back within 3.
Here comes a free for the Bears, and a whistle interrupts the would-be scoring chance for Kennedy Mason, but it has been ruled a good goal.
Oh, I love that decision. Find Kennedy Mason streaking in. Mason always number 1 on the list for opposing teams. They're going to mark her up, but left unmarked there.
Sam DeVito got checked and said, I'm not having any of that. Split the two Cal defenders and carrying on with Syracuse offense. Molly Guzik. It ends up with Frisch.
That's another good save there from Frisch. That's the 4th of the day.
The outside defender for Syracuse, that's Superior Clark, junior out of Delaware. Mose with a chance now. Clean look at goal, and in it goes. Grammarly Mose. Her first of the day. 2-goal game.
Spreading it around, the 4th goal scorer on 4 goals for the California Golden Bears, and the sophomore top goal scorer on the season so far for the Bears tallies on herself. Look at that spin move in between defenders. That, along with the fact that she continues her streak of, if there's a game she's appeared in, she has tallied a point in it.
Jolie Caramelli took care of business on the Syracuse side of things for this post-goal draw. Shot saved by Frisch. Maybe not dealing with a missed shot or a turnover in quite the same fashion you would expect. We haven't seen fouls like that from them in some of the other games we've covered. But Syracuse again on the power play. That pass was wide, but it was picked up by the Orange on the part of Gracie Britton. And Britton decides to distribute, and it's over to Caroline Trinkus for the goal.
For the goal and the hat trick for Caroline Trinkus, and we've seen that a lot today. That play when the free position is off on the corner, just finding that open player streaking in the middle, and you can see captain here in Johnson talking to her teammates, saying that's just not good enough. Wide open in the middle. That's not where you want to leave, number 24.
Haven't seen a lot of Emma Ward in the second quarter. They tried to find her right there, just as I say that. Cal fans trying to do an inaccurate count of the shot timer, and it might have worked as that shot came through on the part of Annie Parker, freshman from New Hampshire, and it went wide. One more try for the Orange, and this time it goes through for Gracie Britton, who has been one of the big catalysts of Syracuse's offense in this second period.
Another big possession there for Syracuse, able to keep possession as that shot clock was winding down. It goes wide. They're able to get there first, and now we get a look here. Gracie Britton between two defenders, the junior.
She seems none the worse for wear. I'm sure she's taken worse hits, but hadn't seen a lot of her since in terms of they've been trying to feed her the ball and it hasn't really happened. Maybe Syracuse is trying to get other players involved.
Yeah, I also just think that's a consequence of she's the first number on Cal's team sheet that they're going to shut down, as you see right there. They shut down Emma Ward, and then she finds the open player.
Yep, and there's Vogelman scoring her second.
Just beautiful from Emma Ward right there. That all created by her, as we'll see. Emma Ward using her sight, using her vision.
Moving it along here. Cal in a 5-goal deficit for the first time today. But again, the game has been on its face quite competitive. One team executing more in front of goal, one team making fewer mistakes. Rotated by Mason, Mose, Avery Hefts. They've been trying to get her involved here in the second period. Wong to Mason for the goal. Nice response.
Absolutely a great cut and a great pass. We're going to get another look at that. Kennedy Mason with her second on the day, and there's Wong just assessing her options. And a great cut there from Mason.
Over it goes to Cotter. Now to a minute to go in the half. Break inside for a shot by Muchnick. Britches right there. Scramble for the loose ball. Emma Ward says, I'll take that, thank you. Going in down 4 looks better than going in down 5. Ambitious pass. The connection is made, though, to Johnson. Inside toward Vilbrand, but she can't control it. Down to 15 seconds. Being checked there by Caramelli. Inside to Emily Mose. Shot saved by Guyette.
Yeah, tough angle there for Mose and well read from Guyette. That was going to take a lot for Mose to tuck that away. Yeah, I think a lot of energy can sometimes lead to that. Both these teams know that this game is anyone's for the taking. Yes, Syracuse is up by 4, but energy-wise, it certainly feels like this could be anybody's game. A lot of lacrosse left to play. Both of these teams just trying to come out hard and take it for themselves.
Nice defense played by Superior Clark there as Emily Mose was closing in on net, and Clark said, no, you don't. And now it's back in the hands of Sam DeVito, rushing the other way for the Orange.
This has been very up and down, a lot more transitional than what we saw in the first half.
And sandwiching inside for a shot and a goal is Gracie Britton. And for Britton, it's her second of the day, and Syracuse scores first in this third quarter after Cal had scored first in the first 2 quarters.
Oh, and beautiful dump off, as that was DeVito who carried it the entire way.
There's Caramelli to take that one there. Fritsch credited with the save. It is their 8th of the afternoon. Trinkus beating 2 defenders, defeating Fritsch, and it's goal number 4 of the day for Caroline Trinkus, and Syracuse is out to its largest lead of the day.
Caroline Trinkus, well, we expected more from her from what we saw in that first half. Splitting 2 defenders.
Great deal of effect on both ends is Guzik. She's having a fine game. This goes ahead to Trinkus, now with a double team of Page and Pio. That leaves Ward all alone. Pio in from behind. There's the contact and the whistle. And you want the officials to get it right, and in this case they have done. Ward's shot hits the crossbar, ruled no goal, play goes on. Ward behind the back to score. Oh, that was a beauty. Second goal of the day for Emma Ward.
Well, you know what's a great player when you're sitting here thinking, only 2 for Emma Ward? That's 2 goals for Emma Ward as we get another look at this here. Bobbles it, but no problem whatsoever. No look behind the back. A thing of absolute beauty.
Pio trying to stand up on Trinkus. Lobbed over to Ward. Britton, spin, going inside on her defender, Ari Tavoso. In front, and a Syracuse goal. Frisch couldn't stop it. Syracuse now has the first 4 of this second half, out to an 8-goal lead. It's Fogelman this time. And so they had a long flight, and as you know, Sarah, flying west, it's going to be a little longer than flying east because of the jet stream. They had a long time to think about that loss to Yale.
Yeah, they certainly did, and we're seeing that impact right here because they're going to make a statement.
And right off the draw, it's a goal for Molly Guzik.
Well, that's the definition of doing it all. Guzik was in the circle on that face-off, got the draw control, took it down herself, and frankly made it look a lot easier than it is. As we see her here, left, switches to the right, sees the opening, bounce shot, tucks it away. And she doesn't have the most goals or the most assists, but she contributes in every way. Cause turnovers, draw controls, goals, assists. She's that player who's on the circle during the face-off, who's trying to control that ball. Cal Bears are trying to get her the ball on that circle, and she's been big there. She got the first draw control of the game.
Inside it goes for shot and a goal for Gracie Britton after there had been an interception at the other end to lead to the Syracuse counterattack, and it's now a double-digit lead for the Orange.
Oh, that's a tough one for Fritsch, and especially on senior day, because you'll see here they actually are going to kick this into the net.
California playing a very even and steady first half for the most part, down 4 when this second half began. They try to find Bryn Gallagher, the junior from Reno, Nevada. And that one goes a bit wide, but Cal recaptures the ball.
And a goose egg for the Cal Bears so far in this third quarter. You look at the scoreline just in this third, 6-0. That's been the big difference.
Facet here today. But this has also led to a lot of big Syracuse breaks like that. You just saw there, ball run right up to the fan, and Cal having to defend. Turn, shot, save, Frisch. That one came from Trinkus. Emily Mose on top. Surrounded by defenders, spin, nothing available. Back over to Wong. We're under 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Mose be the one to take the last shot. Not taking no for an answer, gets it away. Guyette saves, scramble in front of the crease. Cal has earned a free position here in the opening 2 minutes of the final quarter. Going to be taken by Ashley Masterson. And that went right into the chest of Guyette and then rolled away from the cage. Remote there might have looked like it had deflected into the net, but Syracuse coming away with it and drawing the foul. Yes. We can do a quick history lesson.
Are there people who don't know? I think that there might be.
You are right. My Bay Area may be showing. My Cal-Stanford rivalry knowledge may be showing. Shot and a goal here for Annie Parker. And for Parker, that's her first of the day. She'd taken a couple of shots in the first half, but did not find the net. We'll take a look at Parker's goal, and then we'll return to that point of fact from the history books in a moment.
Annie Parker, a freshman herself out of New Hampshire. In a lot of games in her career. And she was who was described by Coach Wong as just the best teammate you could ever have, and she's getting an appearance here on her senior day.
And that's as big a story as maybe even the final score line for the Bears. And TSC feeding Stuttert, and what do you know? It's an assist on the goal for Belle TSC, the senior from Glenville, Illinois. And the Glenview, Illinois native feeding Studdert for the California goal to break the long drought. And they ran that play for her, and it worked.
Boy, that'll make you smile. She enters the game, and on her first pass of the game, tallies the assist. Happy senior day to Bell TSE.
Continuing to help run the offense. Syracuse taking its time on this possession. Different players cutting in, trying to get different players a shot on goal. Both Rich and Peters cycled through. Ward faced up by Page, has been the case all day. She passes, and that player scores, and it's the junior, Mackenzie Rich, out of Ithaca. Former North Carolina Tar Heel. Sarah mentioned we're in the running clock situation. It'll be a happy flight home for the Orange. And shot and a save there.
Gave Rand even more of an opportunity to come in, get some game time, and feel comfortable with this squad and behind this defense. So you expect it to be hopefully an easy transition next year as well.
So it's good experience for Rand, who just comes up with the save right there against the Syracuse team that here in the late going is not going to. Guzik is back out there as well. There's a shot and a score, and this one belongs to Megan Rode, the junior from Garden City, New York. And she's pleased, but she knows she can't celebrate too much given the score line. She almost is like apologizing to her teammates, saying, oh, I did that?
Megan Rode, look at that. Over two defenders with the left.
And it's her first this season. She had 8 goals last year in 9 games, was not able to play in 2023 due to injury out of Garden City High School. And what do you know, her first goal of the season is a nutmeg. And back come the Orange one more time, and the save is made by Rand. This shot coming from the sophomore Izzy Leha. 9 different Syracuse players have now scored. And as they head into postseason play, chance for some of these players who may not see as much of the field. And with the running clock, Cal's got to go ahead and get this ball back in play. Lilquist takes it from the designated spot over to Studdert. TSE, Mason. Mason faces some contact. And the whistle goes, but they may not take this restart in time. Clock may run out. And that is the end of the game. And